Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at another asset and doing a review on it. This is going to be the Spline-Based blocking and trigger volume. This is by Dapper Raptor Development. And so far, just looking at the reviews, it looks really good. What I'm going to be using this for may be a little different than what other people do, but I'll show you what I'm going to use it for and get it when we get into it. And I'll actually implement it into a working project, and we'll decide from there if it does what it's supposed to or not. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to be working in the zombie survival template. This is kind of based off the Call of Duty series where the zombies spawn in and then you're basically got to kill them and then fend off waves of zombies. The problem with this template is the zombies can spawn in and your player can go through to get to them and they basically spawn over there. So I want to create a barrier where the zombies can spawn in, walk through the barrier, and my player can't get across to there. So maybe I'd have like a barricade wall here. And I don't want my player to be able to jump over where the spawner is, kind of thing. So let's see if we can't take a look at this and see what it's all about. So I've already added it to my project. So I'm going to open the demo level that's included and we'll take a look at what's there. I did not look at the documentation, so I don't know if I'm going to be merging this in the correct way, but we'll get into it. Gonna wait for the shaders to compile. I have not opened this yet. Alright, this shouldn't take long. There's only a few shaders here. And let's take a look. So what we get is we have a player character and we have these beach balls that spawn in. And this is the blocking volumes I'm talking about. See, my player can't go through that, but the beach balls can, which is really cool. I'm going to spawn another one in. You'll see what I mean. My player can't go through that, and these balls can. And this here is what I'm interested in here. This is a one-way collision portal. This would be good for like a platformer game as well. So you can walk through the back side of this, I believe, but not the front side. So straight through there. So I think this is how it works. You walk through the back side, but you cannot go through this side. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I want the zombies to be able to come out through this, but my player not to be able to go through the other side. Oh, that's cool too. You get this. That's kind of the effect I want too. I don't want the I guess field or barrier to be visible the whole time for the player. So I think that kind of takes away from the experience. So this is really cool how when you come up on the barrier, it kind of like fades in. I really like that. And it bounces you back in, which is really cool too. So let's get into it. So what's included here? So far, I'm really liking this. I'll say that. If this works the way I want it to, it'll be exactly what I was looking for. So I'll be really happy about that. So I'm going to open his demo character up. Try not to give away any of his code there, but then I'm going to open my own character. His third-person character. One here. All right. So how this works. On his character here, he has probably an interface. Right there. I think I only need this one. I should probably have read the documentation, but that's what it is. So SBB-TV, so I'm going to go back to my character. I'm going to look for the interfaces on class defaults, or class settings, sorry. I'm going to go to add interface, type SSB-TV. And I'm going to click on player interface, add that on and compile and save. Probably going to ask for a reference to my character. So what you do there is you scroll down and you'll see interfaces and it's right there. You'll see it's looking for a reference check for your character. So I can come off of this and probably just type self, file and save. And then there's one more little thing you need from his character, and that's this blue box here. You're going to copy that, so select it, Control C, and go back to your event graph and your character. And I'm just going to paste it anywhere, like right here, and compile and save that. Gonna take a second. File and save. And I'm gonna go back to my map, which I believe is called Arena 1. Before I do that, I'm gonna copy this barrier to make things quick and simple. The one I want to use. I could have used this one, but I like that fade effect that kind of happens with this outer one, so I'm just gonna grab that. You can make this from scratch with the blueprints, but I'm just gonna do it quick. I want to make sure this works in a project before I give it a good rave or review, so I'll paste it in here. I'll keep it simple. So basically, I want this zombie behind here, this spawning point. I don't want to be able to get through there as the player, but I still want that zombie to come through. Let's see if that works for my character. So, I cannot get through that. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Bouncing me back. And the zombies can come through. That's exactly what I want to happen. So yeah, that's a win for me. So I think the developer would agree with me as well. This feature should definitely have been included in stock Unreal Engine. And I'm very surprised that this asset didn't make it, or maybe it did, but that it didn't make it to like a free for the month thing, because I think everybody could benefit from something like this. And where I really see this shining would be if I was to do this manually with all of my spawn points in a map, or even if you wanted to block the outer perimeter. Sometimes your outer perimeter is not going to be perfectly square, so you'd have to use a lot of different blocking volumes, and this would save you on resources because you wouldn't have like 60 blocking volumes, or anytime you wanted a spawner, you could just manipulate this, I guess, it's a spline-based blocking volume. You just manipulate this to your level, however you want. Up or down, you can move it all around. Just manipulate this to your level. It'll be a lot quicker than trying to do this with different blocking volumes, and it'd be a lot cleaner and less of a mess. So in terms of pricing, this is a fantastic price. This is going to save you hours and hours of work, I think. And there's lots of different applications I'm not even mentioning probably. Like there's probably collisions that you could do here. You could use this to trigger events on your character. There's all kinds of different settings on this spline itself. I'm just taking a look here. You can also, you can have your own collision channels, of course, and you can put whatever ones you want affected by this in there. And then I'm guessing you would just add the interface to that system or character, and then they'd be blocked by it as well. You could also make this a one-sided collision, or you could also invert the collision. So I'm going to test this and make sure I'm not lying to you, but my character should be able to go through it now. And the zombies, yeah. The zombies... Oh, okay. No, I did it wrong. I did that wrong. What did I do wrong? One-sided collision. Invert collision. I'm probably doing this wrong again. But yeah, now I can go through it and the zombies can't. So that's what I was looking for there. And also the launch speed. I'm guessing that's the speed at which your character bounces back from it once they hit it. Yeah, that's what it is. That changes how much force, I guess, or velocity is generated by when you hit it. But yeah, overall, I think this should have been included with Unreal Engine, or at least free for the month. So I'm going to give this a solid 10 out of 10. For the money, it's going to save you guys tons of hours. For an application like Zombie Survival Template, I think this is a necessity, especially with all the different spawns. And there's lots of things. I'm going to add this into my other personal project that I'm working on, because it needs an outer perimeter like we talked about. So I'm absolutely using this for my personal stuff as well. And I don't see any performance dips at all. So, I mean, I give this a 10 out of 10. This one's highly worth checking out if you need this kind of thing. I think it's going to save you guys tons of hours. I hope this helped you in making up your mind on this. If you're on the fence, or if you never heard of this before, this is definitely one to check out. See if it meets the needs for your project. And I'll see you guys on the next one.